welcome to another wonderful episode of the Reflection Show. Today we are bringing you a part 2 of the discussion we had with the Ghana National Fire Service. The first part we brought to you, a lot of you had a lot of questions and you asked us to help you know how you can quench or extinguish fires in your homes or in your offices. And that is what we are about to do. As you can see, we have 2 extinguishers here, and then we have a smoke detector. But just like me, maybe you don't know how you can use all of these things. But today, stay glued to your TV set and we'll show you nothing but the best practical ways how you can extinguish fire. I have been joined in my studio, Madam Portia Ajiman Menu, Assistant Group Officer at the Ghana National Fire Service here in Tamale in the Northern Region, and Mr. Adam Idrisu Bazaba, Station Officer 2 and Acting PRO for the Northern Region here in Tamale as well. Let's go for a break. That when we are back, we are going straight into the discussion. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in onto this channel for us to know how to extinguish fires. Do stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. I want to say a very big thank you to the Pegs Beauty Salon for my hair, Sally's Makeover for my beautiful makeup, and also to La Pokela Curves and Scissors for my wonderful outfit here for today's episode. Before we go, I want to say a very big thank you to the management of 180 Television for all the support and all the help, especially for the Youth Empowerment Summit that we just held. So if you didn't watch the Youth Empowerment Summit, please go back to our Facebook page and watch that. And thank you very much for the management always supporting the dream and always giving us nothing but the best of time to showcase our content to a lot of young people. Just like we are about to do today, I believe that we are all about to learn how to extinguish fires. And thank you very much to Event Happen GH for our beautiful set here this evening. Welcome, personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service to the studio.
Thank you.
It's the second time having you here, and the first time we really learned a lot, and I believe that today we want to learn so much into the practicals. So my first question, let me start with Mr. Adam. Why should I, as a person, know or learn how to extinguish fires?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all your cherished listeners and viewers out there. Yes, it is important to learn something concerning fire because safety, they say, is a shared responsibility.
Okay.
Safety, they say, is a shared responsibility. So, if it is a shared responsibility, it be more on all of us to do our part. If I should come and sit here and educate, it is left to you to also listen and implement. Okay? Yes. It is good because fire is inevitable. Fire can occur or happen at any time, anywhere, anyhow. So you need to also have basic knowledge on how to extinguish fire when it do occur. And you should also have basic equipment that can aid you extinguish such fires when they do occur. We have basic firefighting equipment, and we have early warning detective or detection devices. So I started by saying that it is a shared responsibility. It be more on every individual to have these early warning devices or detection system installed in their premises. So that if fire is about to occur, those devices will alert the occupant that there is trouble here or there. That will aid you or inform you that something is happening. An example is a smoke detector.
Is that what we have on the table?
That is what we have on the table here.
Just take us through that.
A smoke detector is a simple device used to detect smoke when there is fire.
Okay.
Yes, and we have them in different types and different shapes.
Okay.
And they are all effective.
So the name is smoke detector. Okay.
It detects nothing but smoke.
Okay.
It's unfortunate we don't have smoke here.
Yeah.
If there was smoke here, it will have picked the smoke to the sensor,
okay.
and the alarm will trigger, and it will make noise. The
so
noise will continue until the smoke is no more getting access to the equipment.
Okay.
Normally, it is installed on the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
On the ceiling. It is installed on the ceiling.
Okay.
Because anytime there's fire and smoke comes, it rises up.
Okay.
So as soon as it rises up, the equipment will pick the smoke and raise an alarm to alert you, the occupant, that there is something wrong somewhere.
Okay. So I can't just buy this and go and put it in my hall or my bedroom. It has to be installed properly.
Yes.
So for it to work properly, it means that it has to be installed properly.
It has to be installed properly. It means that when you need a fire extinguisher, a smoke detector, or any other thing that will aid you to detect fire or extinguish fire, you have to contact the personnel of Ghana National Fire Service.
If I want this in my office or in my house, I have to come to your office?
Yes, please. You're supposed to have, every individual is supposed to have it in your home, your office, your workplace, wherever you find yourself. You're supposed to have it. Even in all your bedrooms in your home, you need to have one in each bedroom, except the kitchen.
Why? Because we are always cooking in the kitchen.
Because we always cook in the kitchen, and we produce smoke in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When you install it, you can't sleep.
That's true.
There will be noise, continuous noise in the kitchen.
But
any other part of the building, you need to have one. So
but with what I'm getting from you, it means that the best way is to come to your office and say that I want this, or I can just walk into an electrical shop and buy it and put it in my room.
Yes. You can come to us. Why I advise you should come to fire services that if you need something and you go to the open market, there are a lot of things in the open market. Yeah. There are inferior ones and there are superior ones. So as a layperson, you will not be able to determine which one is superior and which one is inferior.
Yeah.
But contacting with the expert will help you to get a quality one for your home or for your office. I think we have service providers out there who are into the sales of this equipment. And any type of any ship you want, you can get it from them. In fact, we have the battery operated type and we have the electrical operated type. Some are being operated by electricity. Without electricity, it cannot work.
So when there's lights off and there's
it cannot work.
Oh.
It cannot work unless there's constant supply of electricity. But there are some that are being controlled by battery.
Like this one.
So this one is battery operated. You can see the battery at the back. You can see the battery at the back. This is what is energizing the device. When the battery is going low, you realize that it will be beeping. At an interval, it will be beeping, beep, beep. Maybe it will not be continuously. It will beep for like some few interval. It is telling you that it's either faulty or the battery is gone down. The power of the battery has gone down.
I see two here, and I don't know, for me, I think that is the same thing. But I think the last time from our discussion, you say that one is carbon dioxide, one is H2, one is a chemical powder. So how do I know, maybe just as a lay person seeing this in my house or in my office, how do I know? I think we really have to get into the practical aspect. Sure, for safety purposes.
All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. The equipment you are seeing before us is called fire extinguishers.
Okay.
These are fire extinguishers. Yes. In fact, we have different type of fire extinguishers out there. But currently, these are the two that are dominating in the system.
Okay.
In fact, we have water fire extinguisher. We have a foam fire extinguisher. We have dry chemical powder fire extinguisher. And we have carbon dioxide fire extinguishers. These are the 4 main types we have. But currently, as we speak, we have only 2 in front of us, which is the dry chemical powder and the carbon dioxide fire extinguisher.
But they are all in the same container like this?
Yes, they are all in the same container like that. What happens is that the dry chemical powder contains nothing but powder mixed with chemicals in the cylinder. And the carbon dioxide contains nothing but the air that will breathe out, which is the carbon dioxide air, which is being pressured in it. So when there's fire and we use this one.
Before we come to the usage, maybe Madam Pasha will take us through because seeing this, what does this mean? What's the name of this? Where, like, I don't know, just take us through the parts of the extinguisher.
We have the handle, the carry handle.
Yeah.
We have 2 levers actually.
2 levers, yeah.
So she's referring to the down part,
all right,
which is called the carrying handle.
I want to follow her keenly. So
then we have the safety pin.
Okay, that is this one.
Yes, we call this home, and it's mainly found on carbon dioxide type of extinguisher. And this whole thing is the cylinder.
Okay, I think that's a common one we all know, the cylinder. And this is the pin.
Yeah,
the safety pin.
Okay, and this is the
carry handle.
Okay.
And this is the operating
lever.
But why do we have, this is carbon dioxide. So this one on this one is for what?
Yes, actually, this is the 2. This is actually making a difference between this one and this one. Okay. Anytime you see a fire extinguisher with a horn, this one we call it horn. It tells you that it's carbon dioxide.
Oh, okay.
And if you see a discharge, they are all discharge tube actually.
Yes.
They are all discharge tube. When you operate the extinguisher, that is where the content comes out or passes out. But this one uses a horn, and this one uses a what? A hose. Okay. This is a discharge hose.
Yeah.
It's a discharge flexible hose. You can turn it the way you want it, and it will follow the direction of your hand. That is it. So the difference between this is that this uses a horn, and this uses a discharge hose.
Okay, so the 2 others that you mentioned that we don't have them now.
Yes.
They are all in a cylinder like this.
They are all having the same
They all
features.
have the pin, they all have the handle, and maybe they have the horn or
the discharge hose.
The discharge hose. Yes. It's just that the content inside them are different. Okay.
Normally or previously, they used to have a color code for every extinguisher.
Okay.
Every extinguisher has its color. But now, they have all been coded red.
Yes, with the same red, yeah.
Earlier on, black was meant for carbon dioxide.
Okay.
Blue was meant for dry chemical powder.
Okay.
Okay. Red was meant for water fire extinguisher.
Okay.
And green was meant for foam extinguisher.
Okay.
Okay. Is it cream?
Yeah.
Cream. Yes, cream for foam extinguisher.
Okay.
But currently,
now, I think we don't have them in the systems again. Okay.
But so what you can use to differentiate is that some of them you see that the handles, they will make it blue.
Okay.
To indicate that the original color is blue.
Okay.
To indicate that it is dry chemical powder. Or at the background here, you see that they will code it blue and they will write on it fire extinguisher. Have you seen it? Some of them they write dry chemical powder.
Okay.
6 kg powder.
Okay.
Have you seen? The background will be black.
Okay.
If you see this one too, you have a look at this one too, though it's red, but at the background where they write the carbon dioxide is black.
Okay.
You can see that. So this is the original color for carbon dioxide.
Okay.
But now it's all coded red. But as some features that you can use to differentiate them.
Okay. I would want us to create a fire. Then we can try to extinguish the fire to see how it goes. But once we are creating the fire, let's go for a break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. We are about to create a fire here in our studio. We really hope we won't. Then, of course, we have the personnel from the National Fire Service here, so I believe we are very safe. So, sir, please, I see we have fuel. So, but before we get there, Madam Portia, take us through how to open it. So, if fire is here right now, how do I operate this?
You first of all hold the down part, which is the handle. Then you gently remove the safety pin from it.
Okay.
And we have an acronym for it. We have PASS. The P is for pull. The A is you aim. You aim at the fire.
The fire.
Yes. The S, the first S is squeeze. Then the last S is sweep. You sweep.
So pull, aim,
squeeze, and sweep.
Okay, sweep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, please, because of the content inside this one, if we open it, we can't sit in our studio. So, I would want to use this one, that's the carbon dioxide, to try to extinguish fire here.
Okay. What happens is that
I can.
You have to. You take your time and follow what.
Can please help me put it here.
Follow what Portia taught you.
Okay, so I'm going to try this.
Let me take you through again. Quickly, take your time. When you are removing the pin, don't hold the two levers together.
Okay.
It will be hard for you to remove the pin.
Okay.
You hold the down one, leave the top one alone, freely.
Okay.
And you'll be able to remove the pin.
Okay.
When you remove the pin, you say we have 4 passwords or acronyms that we have to follow, which is pull out the safety pin, which is this one.
Aim
that
at
is
the fire.
2, aim at the fire. The A says aim at the base of the fire, not the flame.
Yes.
Okay. Then the S is what squeeze operating lever.
Okay.
This is the operating lever. So you just squeeze it.
So now I'll now come and press this one and add to this
Yes,
one.
you will hold the 2 and press.
Okay.
And the S is what? Sweep.
Okay, I'm going to try this.
You have to take care of pocket fires. If there are pocket fires scattered around, or you sweep, envelope everything, and the fire goes off. So we are going to.
No, please let me try before you put the fire on.
I would have wished we put the fire on.
Okay, put the fire on now. Okay, put the fire.
So I'm going to pour the petrol.
Okay.
And then.
So we can move this a bit away.
Okay.
Isn't it okay?
Why?
Let me scared.
Okay. I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all.
Oh, you can sit down in front of that. Alright, so I'm going to form fire. Take your time. Use the fire extinguisher. Follow the acronyms, and the fire will go.
Okay.
So ready?
I'm ready. Whee! So
the fire is off.
So I pull this.
Okay.
Then I aim.
Yes.
And okay. I did well. Okay. So it's so fast like
Very
that.
Fast.
Okay. Please let me do it again.
Okay.
Let me do it again one more time.
All right. But this time you have to wake up
You have to
pick
be
the
fast.
fire extinguisher
You know.
and be smart.
I have to be what?
Like
Smart.
you have to wake up, pick it, stand akimbo. and then
Hey!
apply.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go.
Yeah, I'm putting the pin back for you.
Wait, I have to start all over again. Wait. La. I must say me some more.
Go down.
You aim at the fire.
Okay. I think I was a bit scared, but
Yeah,
I'm
you're
learning.
scared.
But so you have to like be bold
You have to be
Yeah.
bold.
and go
You
because
have
no
to be
matter what,
brave.
it's going to.
Yeah, you have to be bold. You have to be brave. In order to extinguish fire, when you are to extinguish fire, you don't just bump into the fire to extinguish it. You have to look at the direction of the wind.
Okay.
If the direction of the wind comes towards you, you go behind the wind to be able to have access to the fire.
So do another one and try it.
And you
from
can
the
also
right-
see very well. And you will not also inhale the toxic gas that comes
Yeah.
out from the fire. Okay? So when I put it on,
Yeah, so I want you to do it professionally because what I'm doing there, I believe you are watching. I'll even be scaring you, but I
don't
want.
be scared. Don't be scared.
Okay. You so okay.
Are you afraid?
All right. So I'm going to set the fire.
Okay.
Anytime there's fire, you don't
No,
put-
I think let her set the fire while you are holding the.
Okay.
the
All right.
me too. I'm going to lock it for you.
All right. Take it. I'll get it. Okay. So they shout fire. Okay. I pick my fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Get to the fire ground. Remove my pin. Stand upright. Then the fire
Wow.
goes off. You have to be very active, very brave, so that you'll be able to extinguish the fire.
And I like the way it's so fast. It's
very
like
fast.
when you as soon as you press it.
Yes, and
it
there's a
comes out.
kind of sound that gushes out from the extinguisher.
Yeah.
So when you're not that brave, when the
Yeah.
sound comes,
The sound is true. It's true. I think the
run
first
away
time.
or you throw the tool away.
Okay.
So you have to be courageous, you have to be brave, and you can put the fire out with
Okay.
ease.
I think there was something else I wanted to ask, but I think we don't have that here.
Okay.
The balls.
The fireball.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's assume that this is the ball. Of
Yeah.
course, we all know the size of a ball. We know how a ball looks
looks
like.
like.
And then maybe you can Google or search on YouTube for the ball to actually see or feel how it looks like. But let's assume that this is the ball. How do I use it?
Yes. If there's fire and you have the fireball, the ball contains nothing but an extinguishing medium in it.
Yes.
So if the fire is something accessible, you have to just roll it on the floor like this.
Okay, so if
You
it's in
roll
a
it like
row-
this, but with strength.
Yes.
It will get into the fire,
And that's it.
and that's it.
Also,
But if it is something that the fire is not accessible, okay, you have to throw it inside the fire for the content to burst
And count.
and bring the tempo of the fire down.
Okay.
Okay, but if it is easily accessible, you have to just roll the ball with strength so that it can get to the seat
So
of the
whether
fire.
rolling or throwing, the most important thing
Thing
is
is
that.
to get to the fire.
Okay, so you want to come in?
you can even fix them at some points where you think fire can easily be involved there.
Okay.
Even when you are not in the house and it happens, it can explode and then off the fire.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So just like we are advised to fix this to detect the fires,
Yes.
we can also fix the ball. But does it have a special kind of fixing, or you can just put in a very
No, it has. You have to call.
It has its base.
No, but because we are
Yes.
talking about the throwing and the rolling, if it's hanging
not-
there and there's fire, how does it? Or as soon as the fire is getting near, it will.
It's also
No,
detects
it is the
heat.
heat.
Yes. So
Okay.
it
It is
means
the
it,
heat
yes.
that will make it.
I hope it's not our tamale heat, because if not, if you have that
not
in
that
your
kind of
room,
heat.
Not
then
that kind of
Ah.
heat.
Not that kind of
But,
fire.
you know,
It is the heat that is emanating from the
the
fire
fire.
that will expand the ball to what?
explode.
Explode. And the content will come out and bring the tempo of the fire down.
Are these the sizes of all extinguishers, or we have bigger ones, or we have smaller ones? Because I'm actually asking for children.
Yeah, normally we have different sizes. We have 1 kg, we have 2 kg, we have 3 kg, we have 6 kg, we have 5 kg, we have 9 kg, we have 12 kg, we have even up to 50 kg.
Is this the smallest?
The bigger ones, the smallest is the 1 kg.
Is this 1 kg?
This is 3 kg.
Oh, okay.
This is 6 kg.
Hey, well, they look, okay, they look different. Okay.
They look different.
Yeah.
You see, and every car or every individual who owns a car is supposed to have a fire extinguisher in the car.
Okay.
Because anything can happen anywhere.
So if there's
and
fire,
you can depend on it.
No, but maybe before the time I come to hold it and press and there's fire, like, does it have a way to explode and start quenching the fire even before I get access to it?
The fire extinguisher?
Yes.
No, this is not a fireball. The fire extinguisher is different from the fireball.
So if fire gets to it, it can burn it as well?
It can burn it as well.
Wow.
You see, in fire service or in fire science, we define fire extinguisher as the first aid portable fire appliance used to extinguish fire at the initial stage. You get the definition?
By the time you call,
so it means that if you have a fire extinguisher in your midst and there's fire, you don't wait for the fire to graduate before you use the fire extinguisher.
Maybe
it is used at the initial stage. But because you have installed them on the wall, it doesn't necessarily mean that if there's fire, it will extinguish the fire by itself. It cannot take care of itself. Because I told you that we use 4 acronyms to operate it.
That's true.
You have to operate it. It's a tool that you have to operate.
Okay.
Without you operating it, it cannot operate by itself.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So right now, we've had issues. I think the last time we discussed it, but later on we had a lot of questions coming in from most of our viewers about the National Fire Service.
Yeah.
Recently, we've heard of some celebrities having their houses burnt. We've heard of a very big media house having their whole organization burnt. What do you think are some of the causes of this, even though we've looked at it before, but maybe just for people watching us for the first time? Take us through some of the things we can be safe about. I think the last time we looked at wiring.
Yes.
Take us through that again.
I think there are so many things that brings about fire in our houses or homes or workplaces. And these things are things that we look down upon. And each day or every day we record these kind of fires. Yes, one of them is our electrical appliances and electrical gadgets. In fact, we don't take care of them. You can see that sometimes some of the electrical appliances are faulty. The user or the owner will be aware that it is faulty. Instead of inviting the expert to come and work on it, the person is still adamant and still uses it. There's a day it will be exposed, it will expose you.
Yeah.
So we have to always take care of our appliance, electrical appliance or equipment or gadgets in the house. Also, the sockets. We have male socket and female socket. Anytime you are putting your male socket into the female socket and you realize that there are sparks coming out, or you put it, you don't get the required current or power that you want, then you change another one. Somebody will buy a switch, it will come to a time you only be using one particular female socket within the whole extension cord. What it tells you is that it's faulty. It is warning out. You have to call the expert to come and look at it. Sometimes when you pick it and shake it, you will hear noise. It means that there's a loose contact inside. All those things, you need to look at them and work on them. Sometimes too, the socket on the wall, you see discoloring of the socket. The color will change. Okay?
Yeah.
The female will be discolored, like it is sick. Yellowish something, or yellowish, brownish color or something. it means that it's sick. There's some, how do you call it? How do you call it? Kusa kusa. If there's a ball in you or something, so you'll be scratching.
Yes.
You feel
rashes
itching.
Or something.
Rashes. So you feel itching. It's the same thing that happened to it.
Okay.
So you need to do what? Change it.
So in a nutshell, we should actually be careful about our electrical gadgets and observe any little changes
overloading
and observe the changes that may come in them. And as she said, overloading too will come.
I want, yes, we'll come back to this when we are concluding. But apart from extinguishing fires, I have come to understanding that the fire service have another mandate that I think is not so popular to a lot of people.
Yes.
That is accident scenes.
and rescue purposes.
Please take us through that now. Okay, so take us through that. The accident scene.
Yeah, it's true. The lay people thought that Ghana National Fire Service, as it is, our duty is only to extinguish fire. In fact, we have a lot of duties. The education aspect, as we are doing now, is part of our mandate. We are expected to educate the masses. If you know what you are supposed to do, I know what I'm supposed to do, he knows what he's supposed to do. They know what he's supposed to do, there wouldn't be fires. It will reduce our burden for us. So what we are doing currently to the masses is part of our mandate.
Yes, so
I'm coming.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time.
It's not only that. Yeah. We also offer rescue to people who are trapped by fire or by any other emergency situation. If there is accident involving two cars, either it is a head-on collision or whatever collision it is, you call on Ghana National Fire Service. But if there is accident that does not trap any life, you don't call Ghana National Fire Service. You call the Ghana Police Service, call the Ghana Ambulance Service.
How about DVLA?
DVLA too, you can call them, but not instant. Okay. Maybe they will come in later during documentation or whatever. But the first people to contact is Ghana National Fire Service, especially when people are trapped in the vehicle. Maybe the accident occurred. Somebody is not dead, but the hand is trapped in the car. You cannot remove the person unless you cut off the hand before you be able to remove the person. Or the leg is trapped. He cannot be removed, or he can't remove himself. You have to call Ghana National Fire Service. We have the tools, we have the equipment. We have tools that can cut, that can push, that can pull, that can spread, okay? That can crash. When you call us, we'll get to the scene. By the grace of God, we'll be able to save a life.
Okay. Is the Ghana National Fire Service financially handicapped, resourcefully handicapped? Are you lacking in a lot of your human resource to fight fires or to rescue people? Because before I had the first interview with you and after I had the interview with you, there have been a lot of concerns about we will call you, you don't come in time, you come and you don't even have equipment to quench our fires. So we don't have a lot of trust. For me, like this, I personally, I don't think I have so much trust in the fire service that when there is something, I'd want to call you. But before we get into that answer, let's go for a break. You stay tuned. Hello and welcome from the break. If you have been watching us, I believe that you've learned a thing or two today. If you didn't know how to operate the fire extinguisher, I believe that from today, when there's fire somewhere you are available, you'll be able to stop the fire or reduce the fire before the National Ambulance Service personnel arrive at the scene. Hello and welcome back from the break. If you have been watching us, I believe that now you can extinguish fire. in your office, in your home, or anywhere you find yourself, and there is a fire extinguisher available. I have been speaking with Madam Portia Ajimamenu. She's the Assistant Booth Officer at the Ghana National Fire Service here in Tamale in the Northern Region, and Mr. Adam Idris Ubansaba, Station Officer 2 and Acting PRO for the Northern Region here in Tamale. They are all personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service, and we have educated us very, 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 very well today. And from after this episode, go to the fire service office in wherever you find yourself and ask for a smoke detector to be installed in your office or in your homes. And make sure that you also organize some kind of training for your staff or your family members so they can all know how to operate the fire extinguishers. And let's keep our society and our environment very safe. Yes, so I was telling you about the fact that a lot of Ghanaians or a lot of people have lost trust in the Ghana National Fire Service.
Yes. Actually, it's a very important point you have asked. Yes, I think so many people have lost trust, but I'm here to bring back the trust in their faces. Mm-hmm. Yes. Earlier on, I told you that safety is a shared responsibility. Yeah. So if it is a shared responsibility, government have purchased fire engines, fire appliances for Ghana National Fire Service. Government have employed personnel for the service. Okay. Government have trained the personnel for the service. We are also here to educate the masses. You also have a responsibility as individual. What did you also do in your own way to prevent fire from happening in your home? And if the prevention failed, what other means do you have to extinguish the fire or to stop the fire from occurring? What we've realized is that a lot of people are very adamant about themselves, their life, their properties. It is good you have all this equipment that we've showed to the people earlier on. If you have your establishment, you need to have early warning detection system. You need to have basic firefighting equipment. You need to have enough water in your premises.
Okay,
you need to have means of escape.
Yes, I'm not cutting you, but there are people who say that, okay, we have them.
Yes.
We heard of organizations like the example we just saw through this into a very big media house getting burnt down. Hopefully, or maybe like we heard from the report, they have some of these things. But from your presentation, I learned that these are for early detection to prevent the fire before the personnel from the fire service arrives. Yeah. Then, while the fire is just started and we are doing our best, and we call you and you say you don't have water in your tanks, you come and sometimes you are even struggling to spark your
vehicle.
Yes, those things. And sometimes you have even arrived with that's your big long car or van or bus, whatever. So sorry if I'm not getting the name correctly. Okay. And they come down and it's just these things they are holding. And the house is like a very big house that I don't even think anybody can get me. But it's not enough. So will you admit that you are financially and resourcefully handicapped?
Yes, for that one, I'm not agreeing with that. I agree strongly that we are financially...
Is it that they are there and you don't use it, or government is not supplying those things?
Yeah, I think there are two separate things, okay, and we have to get it right. Okay. People have been accusing us that when they call us, they don't get us.
Yes.
People accuse us that we come to fire scene without water.
Are you saying the word accusation?
Yeah, it's an accusation.
These are realities.
They are not reality. It's an accusation. I think you should find time with your team and come to our fire station so that we will prove to you that what they are saying is an accusation. Let me come. There is no way you can pack a fire tender without water in it. We have the men.
Maybe not Tamale officers. Whatever.
Yes. I'm trying to explain something. There's no way you pack a fire tender without water in it. Okay. It's against the ethics of the service. Okay. That is number one. Number two, the vehicle that we are using is a machine. Okay. Sometimes when they get to the pump, the fire scene, the pump may fail.
Okay.
It's a machine.
Okay.
It is a mechanism that pumps out the water.
Okay.
And without the water, we cannot do what we're expected to do.
Okay.
If that mechanism failed to pump the water, that doesn't mean we didn't bring water. If the
But this year, we had reports that people called the fire service and they picked the phone and say that they don't have water in a very big city in Ghana.
Yes, that one, it happens. It happens, but not often. Maybe, their case, I can't speak for them.
Okay.
But in our case in the northern region here, if there's no water, no matter where you will get the water, you have to do. No matter what you will do to get the water, you have to do to get the water.
I know a very close family friend of mine,
yes,
whose house practically got burnt here in Tama. And they were calling the fire service and you were not coming. Yes.
Actually, what happened is that
at Gurugu.
What happened is that
yes,
if you are calling us, what we have learned.
No, I learned that somebody even came. I don't know which of your stations, whether the NTC one or the one at the Yankpala Road, but the people in the house or close to them moved their vehicles and came to your office, and you did not turn up. The time you finally came out, it had been 3 hours when the fire had started, and the house was completely. This is a very true story and evidence I'm telling you. And I have personal relationship with these people.
I understand. But let me explain something. You see, why I put it as accusation is that a lot of these things happen.
No, accusation can be true or false. So I think I'll pardon you for using that word.
Yes, so they are always accusing us. And the reason is that when there's fire, excuse me, and you don't call us early, what we have realized is that people don't have our contact numbers. Apart from the 192, the 111, people don't have our contact numbers. Look, when we are educating people, especially in the market square, at the schools, people are so adamant about our education. It's only women and children who will have time to listen to what we will tell them.
So men don't listen.
They don't listen. They don't have time for us. What we realize is that they don't have our contact numbers. Two, they wait until the fire gets out of hand before they call the National Fire Service. So because of the accusation, we are trying our utmost best to bring fire service closer to the doorstep of every Ghanaian.
Is it because of prank calls?
The prank calls are there. After the prank calls, day in, day out, we record them. Day in, day out, we record prank calls. But we treat it as such. No matter how you educate the people, they will still be prank calls.
So if I get you, maybe trying to support them a bit, because of the prank call, sometimes it takes more time to verify the authenticity of the call that you receive before you make a move. Yes. Is that one reason why sometimes you delay?
There are so many reasons that cause for our delay. See?
No, I know. I'm just saying sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because if I call you, you'd have to take your time, because the last time we had you on the show, you said that you have to take my details, my name.
That one wouldn't take much. That one wouldn't take. I told you the last time that when you call, you take your details. Within a short time, how many times will you mention your number, your name, the area you are calling from? Within 1 minute, you are done with that. And if that 10-hour slip is handed over to the duty officer, the one in charge of the appliance, within 1 minute, they should leave the station. You don't have to spend more than 1 minute. You get it? So the problem is that it's either you don't call us early, you made the fire to get out of hand before you call us, or you don't call us early. And there are so many things too that cause our delay on the way.
We have to wrap up on
this. Our road network is not good.
Yes, I know, but yes. I actually want you to maybe genuinely admit some of your shortcomings.
I'm not saying that I'll not admit it.
You're trying to justify a lot of things that
I have to explain. You don't give me time to explain.
We don't have time.
So that means that I cannot substantiate.
So you are saying that most of the accusations we accuse you are not always.
They are wrongly accusations.
All of them?
Not all of them. Some of them. No, I'm saying that some of them. I'm admitting.
Okay.
I'm saying that.
So some of them are.
Some of them are wrongly accused.
Okay.
And some are genuinely accused.
Okay.
Due to a number of reasons.
Okay.
Maybe on your part, you are affected. You are the one. You are the victim. Because you are now affected, you will never tell the truth. You will never tell the truth
so
that this was, yes, this was what caused the fire.
Okay.
Or the fire was getting out of hand before we called Ghana National Fire Service. You will now maintain that we called them, we didn't get them, and they delayed in coming. When they came, they didn't bring water. These are all accusations. There's no way you call us.
I wish I had 2 hours for an episode.
There's no way you call us with delay. That's one. Okay. There's no way you call us we don't come. There's no way we come without water. These things, 3 things. Get it clear.
So the ones I'm mentioning that are happening somewhere, it doesn't happen in Tamale.
It happens in Tamale, but maybe
please let me have your final words. Sometime back, not in your
not in
when
this regime.
You are there.
Not in this regime, because this time around, fire service has been proportioned all over Tamale. Okay. We are trying our best to cover the whole of Tamale metropolis.
Do you have a Facebook page or a website?
We have, but we don't have the regional one. The regional one we have. We have the national one too.
So they can just go and check on Facebook, Ghana
yes.
National Fire Service, and they can get your
Northern region. And you can get information about us. You can get the national one too about us.
Okay, Madam Portia, just take us through what you have. Give us your final words and we'll wrap up.
Okay. I want to first of all give the telephone numbers out. Yeah. We have the 192, the 112, and 03720 22 986 0299 340 968 0372 022 864. And my last word is, as everywhere I go, I always say fire is a good servant and it can also be a bad master too. So as we are approaching towards the Harmattan season, we should be very careful, and we know how we deal about things. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Please wrap up.
Yes, Madam Martha, I wish you could get an hour. 1 hour.
But I'm giving you 1 full hour.
No. The next time you want to call, additional 1 hour. Not today. You have to get another time and invite us so that we can streamline some of these things. In fact, I'm not being able to
express your, because it's like I'm on your case.
You were putting the questions on me.
Yes, because I want my viewers to have the facts. I want my viewers to understand that this is not just a show, but at the end of the day, there should be something they go home and reflect about.
But if you ask me something, I need to explain it down to.
Yes, so you see, sometimes
so that your listeners will listen and learn something out of it.
Sometimes it's like you are going like this. I want you to hit the nail on the head. So when I say this, you tell me no, it's like this, or it's like okay.
Some of them need explanation. Okay. Yes or no may not solve the question or answer the question. I need to explain to you why this, why that.
Okay, so I'll give you 3 more minutes. Explain all the explanations you want to explain, and let's listen.
Yes.
So please listen to Mr. Adams very well.
What I'm coming.
I want to tell my viewers, we have been accusing them a lot of the things that there's no water, there's no money. Some of you say that you don't have fuel in your car to come. We have been accusing them. He says he wants to explain for us to understand why sometimes when you call them, there's no fuel, there's no water, there's no carbon dioxide, or even if you're asking them to come and do education in your school, they will tell you that give them money to buy gas inside a cylinder. Why should it be so? Please tell us.
Yes. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
This is your camera. Yes. Look straight into the camera.
I'm looking straight to the camera.
And talk to our viewers.
What happened is that I told you that fire or safety is a shared responsibility. You have a responsibility. I have a responsibility. Yeah. He has a responsibility. You're supposed to have early warning detection system in your home or your workplace. That's number 1. You're supposed to have basic firefighting equipment in your home or your workplace. If you don't have any of this, in the first place, you have failed yourself.
Okay.
If there's fire, you don't have to put a blame much on Ghana National Fire Service. Okay? Government has a responsibility. The personnel has a responsibility. Government has given us fire engines. They have recruited people for us. They have trained us. It is left to us to also what? Use the knowledge or extend the knowledge that we have to the people out there to also benefit. So if we are here today educating you what to do if there's fire, what not to do, or what to do to present the fire, and you don't do it, do you expect me to come and do it for you?
No.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Good. If there is fire, you don't have fire extinguishers. Quickly, you have to call Ghana National Fire Service. What we have realized is that people don't have our contact number. For a fact, people don't care about our contact numbers. When fire occurs, it's only 1 or 2 people. Sometimes it's passerby who will even call Ghana National Fire Service to come to the scene.
Yeah.
There are some numbers in your phone that you don't even call. Why not take it off and put Ghana National Fire's number? Yeah. If you don't have Ghana National Fire Service number, you need to have a personnel of Ghana National Fire's number, Fire Service number, that you can call the person to call the office for you.
Right now, God forbid.
Yesterday, just yesterday, just yesterday, I had a sleepless night. One of the media guys in Tamale here, Tarambia, called me that there's a fire at Taha after 4, around 1 something. I have to relay to office, and they dispatch a fire tender to the scene. Before they go to the scene, the fire, they have brought the fire under control before they got there.
Okay, so we can say that was called a fire festival.
Yes, not yesterday, a day before yesterday. Not yesterday, a day before yesterday. Yeah, before the fire festival. So if he does not have my number and does not have the office number too, getting us would have been difficult. And before we get there, the fire would have raised everything down. Let me tell you another thing. One thing we've also observed is that the region here, people built their houses and modernized the kind of roofing system that they modernized. the roof will be so long that there are no gables. Okay? Yeah. There are no gables. And once you build and you don't introduce gables, if there is fire, the fire travels very fast. But if there are gables, it protects the fire spread for a very long time. Before maybe a whole room or 1 room will be consumed, we are there. But what we realize that someone will raise the roof to an extent that if there's fire, the place is vacuum.
So how we build it is also a factor.
It's also a factor. It's a contributing factor. And the kind of building or construction materials that we used in our homes, where we are seated currently, I can see that we use TNG. That is the polythene type or the rubber type. This is very fast spreading fire. And sometimes if there's fire, it can easily cave in. It gives out because it is rubber. So you have to look at the choice of material that you use for your house. If there is fire, it can sustain the fire for a while before it spreads. All these are factors that contribute to the fast spread of fire. Somebody can put 2, 3, 4, 5 gas cylinders in the kitchen, all filled. Imagine if there's fire and one is affected. What happened to the rest of the gas cylinders?
So a lot of these factors are behavioral.
That is it. That is it.
So where should we put our gas cylinder?
Your gas cylinder, it should be outside, preferably outside, so that if there's a leakage, the air outside can blow it off. But if it is inside your kitchen, it saturates inside the kitchen and accumulates. Any little spark in the kitchen can cause a fire in the kitchen. You get it? And on the part of hours, you calling us, as soon as you call us, we'll take your details. Less than 1 minute or 30 seconds, our men should be able to leave the station. There are so many factors that cause our delay on the road. There are speed ramps, there are animals, there are tricycles, there are private cars. And because we save life and property, you don't have to kill life and go and save life. All you know is only property that is at risk, not even life.
I think a few days ago, St. Charles was
on fire.
Even yesterday.
Even today, this morning.
This morning, rather.
There was another fire this morning in the same premises.
What's happening? Almost every year we have to go.
That is a problem.
I saw that when your vehicle was moving, it was actually like at a slower pace with a siren. I was like, hey, is this van not going to quench fire? But I saw that there were a lot of blockages on the road that he cannot even see. He was later even found out that they were even going to send child at that time.
And you know, the fire tender as we see it, some people thought the whole of the fire tender is made up of water tap. Yeah. No.
They are different.
They are different type, and the tanks capacity are different. Some are bigger than others, some are smaller than others. You see it big like that, it carry equipment, it carry machines. It carry a lot of equipment in the car. And the hoses, the helmet, the breaking in tools, all is in the car.
Yeah, so I want to
add
this to you. There are places whereby there's always frequent fires, like the markets.
Yes.
There's a particular market in Ghana. Almost every year, there's fire in that market.
It means that there's a problem.
And then I think you're also mentioning the one senior high school that we know that a few days ago there was fire. We are learning that even today there is fire again.
Yes.
What are some of the causes of these fires reoccurring at these places?
Yes, the causes are numerous. Okay. Depending on where you stand, or where I stand. I told you earlier on that some of the buildings were built in the ancient time. And up to now, the cables that were used in wiring those buildings are still the same cables we use today.
Okay.
And when you use the cable for so long, okay, the insulators harden. It develops cracks. Okay. It has an odor that attracts the rodents to feed on them and leave it bare. And that can cause fire.
All right.
Okay. So some of them, I'm attributing it to the building and the wiring system of the building.
Maintenance.
That is it. Lack of maintenance culture is also one of them. Then our attitude, the attitude of the people living there is also another factor.
Please, just I'm getting a command from my director to wrap up.
Okay.
Please, just in few seconds.
I want to use this opportunity to thank you so much for inviting us for this show. I also want to use this opportunity to thank everybody out there that what the little that we've just demonstrated, if you lay your hand on, if there's any fire anywhere, I believe you can lay your hand on any extinguisher and you're able to extinguish it.
All right.
To add to that, you talk of smoke detectors. People to get to Ghana National Fire to get smoke detectors. It's not for free, please. It goes for a fee. Even the fire extinguishers, we don't sell them. We don't manufacture them. If you need them, we can give you the guidance as to which one to buy or what type to buy. But we don't give it free of charge.
Of course, there's nothing free in Ghana, especially this time. I have been speaking with Madam Portia Jimamenu, Assistant Group Officer, and then Mr. Adam Idris Manzaba, Station Officer 2, and the Acting PRO for the Northern Region. They are all personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service here in Tamale in the Northern Region. I want to say a very big thank you to Thanks Beauty Salon for my hair, my makeup by Sally's Makeover, my outfit by La Bokela Curves and Seasons, my set design by Event Happening GH. I want to say to all my viewers and to all the partners, thank you very much. And then we are calling on sponsors for the Reflection Show. I believe that you enjoyed this episode and all the episodes we have been bringing to you. We cannot continue to give you amazing content when we don't have sponsorships. So please take our contact details on the screen, 054-9578-512. Call me and I'll give you amazing packages to be part of the Reflection Show, and we can get to amazing more people and young people with wonderful and amazing content. On our next episode, I'll be speaking with personnel from DVLA and personnel from the National Road Safety Authority, because there have been a lot of accidents on our roads, and sometimes we don't even understand how to deal with this thing. DVLA will sometimes say that, oh, it's road safety. Road safety will say, oh, it's just people. And it's good too. That's why I was asking people from the personnel from the fire service about their involvement in road accidents. So now I know their parts. So we will listen to personnel from the National Road Safety Authority and personnel from DVLA. Keep watching the Reflection Show, because we need to get to the root of this matter. We are bringing together all the stakeholders involved in our roads and in our health and our safety. You can't afford to miss any episode, because this time we are bringing it hot to your doorstep. Thank you so much and have a good night. I'm Martha Anavila.